Hi!
I'm Coco Ferosha.
And I'm Isis Mirage.
And we are here to review RuPaul's Drag Race, the last season, Ru-Vealed, episode 3, aka season 1, episode 3. So, yes, God, we're gonna get right into it, Miss Henny.
Okay, before we start, because I know a lot of you are gonna say something, the nails are from our girls at Pinky's Nails. Justin and Lizzie made these, and if you want to get a good look at these, you can check out either their Instagram, whatever, check out our Instagram, Facebook, whatever. There'll be pictures somewhere, so check on the links below, but Instagram for sure. And thank you guys over at Pinky so much for always doing us right.
Yes, honey. Yes.
Okay, so the week started off with the girls doing like a pop quiz thing. Wasn't really a mini challenge because there was no winner.
Yeah.
But it was all basically to, like, you know, say the main challenge was about Oprah, because the pop quiz was all about Oprah.
Yes, go.
And they had to come up with, you know, some Oprah looks, Oprah inspired looks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Being the operative word.
Yes.
Off the bat, it was going to be something really, really difficult for Miss Nina Flowers because living in Puerto Rico, they didn't have, well, she didn't have cable or whatever, so she didn't really get to even see Oprah, like, I don't know, she must know who she is or whatever, but, like, not know her show like that. So, right out the gate, it's like, oh, you know, what is Miss Nina going to do, honey? How is she going to be Nina Flowers and translate that to Miss Oprah?
Yeah. So, you know, the girls are getting ready and everything, and, you know, they kiki and Chanel's talking about how she lost all this weight thanks to Oprah originally. And, you know, look over to the side right there, and there's Miss Jade, like, with all this dark foundation on, talking about this the first time she gonna imitate somebody, and, oh, you know, she worried, and she go ask BB for her, like, foundation, whatever, like,
she
inspired by Oprah.
She just got the wrong end of the stick, I guess. Bless her heart, because there was Chanel being the evil queen from Snow White cackling.
And, like,
it's like, oh my god. Seemed too much.
Rebecca Glasscock was so slick, like, the only bitch fucking making her own outfit, you know, that to me is pussy on fire, because you meant to be, you know, doing Oprah or inspired by Oprah, and like that's something that Oprah would do, like she would get that shit done herself, you feel me? Well,
yeah, well, you know.
Maybe not nowadays, like with the team and everything, but you know what I'm saying, like that, like that, you know, thing, like, yes, like.
She put in work, like anybody's gonna look at that and go,
like
okay.
Oprah put in work.
Yeah.
Yes.
Miss Chanel, with her outfit with the big collar and the shiny sun buttons, bitch. She really tried to sell it. You know, like, Oprah was that chick. She was gonna come out if she needed to be a little more couture and slightly runway. That's what she would wear. And I was like, okay, Miss Thing, you know, alright.
Like, talking about how it couture and everything, like, where Oprah finna wear that? Where's she going? And then Ru tried to make like a joke, and Chanel went with it. She went with it like, yeah, that's the one, yeah, like she was doing something like that, like outside the Harpo studio.
A mess.
No shade, Chanel, like, you sick then, bitch. But to me, like, wear that, like, you want to wear that, and you felt like that was gonna win it for you and everything, like, that's cool, but the fact that you, like...
It was just Chanel in one of her costumes.
Yes! And she thought that, like, no one would notice that she was really gonna send it to the judges, baby, and be like, yeah, because she gonna wear it here. Like, that's crazy that you really thought that you was gonna get one over like that.
Yeah.
But I ain't mad at you for trying, though.
No.
I can't be.
Okay, so it was time for the girls to do the first part of the challenge, which was the reading the news from the teleprompter, and it was just the K on it.
Yeah.
I seriously got my life. From Jade to Miss Bibi Zahara Benet and her pronunciation and enunciation to Miss Nina Flowers.
It was quite an illicit affair.
It's just, everyone killed that for me.
Yes.
I don't even know what there is to judge on here. What is the criteria? Okay,
well, some were able to,
okay, but it wasn't, read it the best, though.
Well, not really the best, but, yeah, read it the best. Why ain't it read, read
Because, what Nina Flowers, it's kind of unfair that she... someone like Miss Chanel is obviously going to read it better than Nina Flowers, but it's about your...
Obviously, yes. I mean...
Flavor.
Yeah, exactly. So, yes. But, I mean, it's... Maybe not so much keeping up with it. Yeah, maybe that really ain't that fair a challenge, but, I guess...
I think it was just make Ru laugh. Like it always says.
Yeah.
Make Ru laugh, bitch, you safe. Boop.
For the most part, the girls ate it with the selling of the products or whatever, the regular underwears and the hair dryer. They did that a little bit.
For me, Nina really pulled that off because from not knowing Oprah or anything or what to do, she just kind of said, okay, well, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
And that's what she came up with, and it was sickening.
Yeah,
was so funny.
It was. And
that's just that's just what she pulled out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the last part of the challenge was they had to interview Tori and Dean. First up was Miss Bibi Zahara Benet.
And a lot of pressure, by the way, because they didn't even know it was going to be them.
No.
So they don't even get to prep for it.
No. Yes, I thought Miss Bibi did really good. She didn't stumble over nothing. She seemed completely together, all there with it. I felt she was being really warm to the guests. She laughed and she gave her little tap and you know what I mean? She was just really sweet and open body language, the right questions. She did her thing.
Now, I don't want to be the downer, but the only thing I can say is that she was a little maybe too soft-spoken.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that depends on what
you're into. It's a little serious,
maybe,
but it depends.
Maybe we just used to watching Wendy Williams or whatever, but, I like my host to be getting in there, what's good.
Messy.
Yes.
If we're talking about Wendy.
Well, but get your life a little bit or whatever. Yeah. She was a little toned down, but I see why she was doing that, and the character was pussy. It was so pussy.
Yes.
Akasha!
Okay, we wanted Messy. Akasha gave you Messy.
I was finna say, we asked for Wendy Williams, we got Wendy Williams.
Where was the mug of tea? Where was the screen on the side?
Where was the fancy her catching her own spit? Mouth watering.
Yeah, they showed 2 seconds of her, but she didn't get up to greet the guests, which everybody knows you get up to greet the guests, even Wendy.
Even watching it, you were it looked so awkward, but it was so funny.
Yeah, and then above that, it was oh, goodbye everyone. And then just sort of ends and she gets up and gives her the ass.
Not even that. She'd tell them, well, say goodbye to everybody.
Now I want to sabotage everyone. Boop with the ass.
And can I say...
Really?
Really? That's so nice of you, a nail. That's better than diamonds to me. Nina fucked it up off the bat, y'all. Can't be said any other way. She did that a little bit, but not in a good way. A bit of a fuck up, kind of detrimental, but it is what it is. And the look at the camera afterwards with the tongue, that was pussy.
But she pulled it back, she was confident, and she didn't let it get to her at all, and she wasn't shaken. She just took it on the chin and kept it moving, and kiki, la la la.
Yeah, because she could have said that and kind of gone really nervous.
Yeah,
and she did.
I would have been with that,
so
no
yeah.
Problem. Next up was Mr. Becca. First of all, I just want to say, props to her, made her stand out. She sewed the dress, whatever the case may be. Was the dress that great? Was it a lot of time wasted maybe on something else that she could have done, because I feel like.
Well, this like what? She was dressed and ready like everybody
But she
else
could have.
was.
She could have like, I don't know, use that time for someone else, practice something or do something. I don't know. Am I crazy?
Well, no, you're not crazy. Like, you know,
because I'm just
like the dress ain't like, you know, bitch, you killing that dress.
But there's
then
nothing she
was she
could,
gonna
like-
be Chanel walking in with a couture? Like,
No, I'm saying I don't want the dress to be. I just don't make a dress. Like, you can find that dress wherever you can find it.
For me,
Uh-huh.
I feel like she would have either worn some of the same shit everybody else was wearing, some office shit or whatever, no tea, and been there, or she could be in some office shit that she made. But you know, Rebecca, she did well in the interview. Like, she was engaging.
Even though they showed like 2.5 seconds of her, but she had a great smile and the hand right there, honey.
Iconic.
So, yeah.
That's iconic.
Yeah. Chanel telling Tori that she was always one of her true fans. That, to me, is truly something to
Come from
talk
mother.
about.
Come from mother.
And that is, you know, the infamous million questions in one. Yeah, they showed like 2 seconds of Miss Ongina, but she came across really great, really warm. I thought I was watching a reel, and that was Jeannie Mai.
Yeah, I was here for Ongina and her whole character. You know, she got into it with her little wig on and everything.
It seemed like she was interested.
Yes, and like her body language was
questions.
good, and she was like right there. Yeah.
And all we got to see of Jade was the abs, and I'd love to have the abs, and I got hair on my face right now. Give me the fever.
How Stella?
Stop. I love Jade.
Shout out to you, Jade, for real. Because they didn't really shout you out too much on that part.
No.
But yeah, I mean, the general consensus seemed to be that Jade wasn't that great, or like it was a hard interview or whatever, so.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to the runway. Of course, Mother Ru looked gorgeous. Shout out to Mother Ru.
Yes, shout out to you, Ru. We see you, girl. We see you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So like Miss Ruth said, we'll start out simple with Miss motherfucking Chanel. This week there was snakes on the plane. There was snakes on the plane, snakes on the runway, there was snakes on the titties. For me, when I was a young little gay bee, it was the first time I saw a breastplate, and I was like, what is she, what, how?
Yeah.
What? And truly iconic, first iconic breastplate moment.
Yeah.
With the coiled, vines, snakes, whatever. Sickening.
Like, that was over, and like, a lot of shit has been on the runway, like, since now we're coming into season 6 and everything, but I still to this day ain't not seen nothing like that.
Yeah, it was so, like, showgirl.
Like costumey, but like done so like sickening. Like that outfit one day has to be like put in a museum somewhere or some shit. You feel me? Like iconic.
Yeah.
I was all the way living for Ongina's effect. Like the whole thing was
so
just
chic.
Yeah.
So, like, just sitting. Her face was beat this week. She had the Barbie, the feathers. Everything was just right and on point, honey. Rebecca Glasscock came out, beat for the gauze. That's all I'm ever looking at is that face, that beat. I don't know how in a time when, like, so many people weren't beaten like that, she was beaten like that.
She was.
And, yeah, I don't know, it wasn't like my favorite, like the most out there or, whatever. I thought she looked gorgeous, but
Well, that's what takes very see, like, it depends on my mood and everything, but when we're gonna talk about soft, if we're talking about soft and we're talking, like, pussy and we're talking, like...
Definitely.
That was it for me, like... Everything, like, I loved the dress, the hair was done, makeup, like, beat for the fucking cheap seats,
Yeah.
It was everything to me.
Mother Nina Flowers, showing us the softer side of the flower, you know?
Yes.
Just everything. The swoop, that piece, and just her presentation, the outfit, the makeup, Miss Deborah, and the bounce it, and she bounced it, and she kept it moving. It's just tens.
Now, for me, the first time I watched this episode back in the day, this was the episode where I started looking at Nina Flowers like, okay, bitch, like, you got
really
something.
switched up the game.
She really did. And, like, she just, this week looked like another worldly woman, like, rich bitch, like, cocaine sniffing cunt, wicked, pussy.
Over.
And you know, I really love a bitch who has the nerve to rock a flip like that play too much.
Yeah, completely.
Like all up in the eye, like did she even wear eyelash on that side?
Yeah.
You know?
Next up was Miss Jade, and I thought this was a really cute throwback kind of look.
Yeah.
You know, she was that genie type of Valley of the Dolls type of chick. They obviously have the issue that they have later on. I guess we'll speak about it later. But apart from that, yeah, I felt like she looked good, you know?
In general, I felt like it was fitting, like it was done. I didn't really know that Jade could come out with a look like that at that time.
Mm.
So,
I never knew what to expect from Jade.
Yeah. She did that a little bit.
Next up was Miss Bibi Zahara Benet, and there are just too many good looks this week for me to get into.
Seriously.
Like, this was truly such an iconic week, and she came out in the cover-up, and I feel, was it not the first like cover-up reveal moment of Drag Race? The hair was already sitting, she came to the end, she gave you the face, she walked back, and she dropped it, and out came the leopard print catsuit and the corset, and the body was sitting. She had
everybody got their life.
Swerves.
Yeah.
Ooh, Queen BB. I just fell in love at this point. I think I was like, okay, that's my chick. That's my bitch.
Yes. I mean, she couldn't have been any more turned up. The judges couldn't be any more turned up. Like, she was getting her life because they was getting their life, like, it was done.
It was an infinite cycle of life-giving.
Yes.
You tried it.
You tried it, that's my ISIS nail.
Okay, but sorry. Finally was Miss Akasha in what has proven to be one of the most iconic moments of Drag Race history.
Yeah.
She came out in the gown, and you like, oh my god, Akasha's, you know, she's got the gown on, yes, she's giving something different, I'm here for this, and then it will, whoop, boom, straight on the ground. You know, it was like, oh my god, but then she gave it the swerve. You know, Karma tried to get her for something, and she was like, swerve, bitch! And she, you know what I mean? She gave him a swerve, and...
Yes.
Like,
for real, you know, drags, you know, everywhere, but I don't feel like it's that many bitches who will fall like she did and
make
swirl and make it work like she did. That right there, that's drag.
Yeah.
That's the divine calling right there. She was like embarrassed and everything, and
of course.
Naturally, but you know, she was so like cool about it at the same time, like, you know, it fucking happens, and it does.
Yeah.
You know, maybe, you know, someone dropped some marbles or something, but that being said, you know, she tried to give you something different. I do want to talk about that a little bit because, you know, it goes to show that Akasha was paying attention and she was trying to, like, adapt and grow throughout the competition.
Yeah.
And show a softer side of Akasha. You know, she was wearing the gown and it was gorgeous, gorgeous color. The hair was laid. Like, I was so here for it.
Yeah, I don't understand why they gave Jade so much heat for the tuck. Because really, again... We ain't trying to find Turkey Lurkey, and it looked flat to me. Like, I've seen, bitch, let me tell you, I've seen some bitches out in the club, and they,
Yeah, it's not really, like, for me personally, it's not an issue. And even if I see somebody who tuck is, like, kind of off, I don't really mind too much. Like, like, you made your attempt, whatever, and, like, you thought you was good, like, shit happened.
So, the winner of this week's challenge was Miss BB. Well deserved, I feel. The runway look was on point. Her performance throughout the whole thing was on point. Yeah. Sickening.
Yeah, she did that. And you couldn't let her not win when she wore all of that hair.
Yes. Yes. So the bottom two this week were Miss Akasha and Miss Chanel, honey. So the judge's critique to Chanel was, could she be vulnerable? And she lip synced up all her life, and all of a sudden the greatest love of all, and woo! Suddenly proved that she could be vulnerable. What a coincidence. Wow, the magic is in the air. You know?
Yeah.
Like, work, Chanel. You sneaky, slick motherfucker.
And at the time, I'm pretty sure I believed it too.
Me too. I was like, yes, honey. Oh my god, I can't believe that happened.
Yeah.
You know, but...
Dang, Gina.
Yes, God.
But you're good at what you do, though.
Yeah, it was sickening. She was killing it anyway, and Miss Akasha was killing it too. I was getting my laugh. The children's laugh. Come on now, that was cute.
Yeah.
So yes, unfortunately, Miss Akasha went home. It was kind of like the first 3 chances and you're out. You know.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, and I think that's what it was. And Ru wanted us to see more from Chanel.
Wow.
You know?
And so, Chanel has more she wants to show, so it's great for everybody.
Yes, Mr. Kasha was sickening. Shalabon is
that's my bitch.
Diva.
That's my bitch.
Queen.
That's my bitch.
Yeah, flawless. So, that brings us to the end of our review, bitches. We hope you liked it. Remember to hit the thumbs up button. Subscribe if you ain't already. Leave a comment below. Let us know your thoughts. Find us in all our various social networks in the panty snippet section down below.
Yes.
Okay. So I guess that's it.
Bye. Bye.